Hi, Anti-Society! Welcome back to the Antisocial Planet, and today we are checking out Bleach episode 258, dealing with these remnants still, the way that they can morph with hollows. We're getting some cool designs, some cool weapons. I'm really just here for the vibes. In 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, I was like, we got a preview in the last one. Renji, right? Getting to see some more of him and his Zanpakuto, which I am not biased towards at all. It's not like he has one of my favorite Zanpakuto or something. Look, maybe I feel bad for Renji, okay? I feel like he has a cool character design. He was introduced as like this formidable opponent for us to figure out how to go up against all the way back in, like Soul Society arc stuff. And then he just became like the guy who lost in the fight before us to be like, but Ichigo will be really cool. Or like Byakuya will be really cool. And it just makes me sad for him. You know? I say in my Dragon Ball sweater, we all know who was like that. That series. Poor Yamcha. So maybe it's just personal, Maybe it's just me being like, I've been through this before, and I feel empathetic. I do hope that we get some of the maybe like less airtime Zanpakuto. Like we're getting a little bit with they keep flashing back to like Ukitake and Shinsui, right? And I'm like, sure, because we didn't really get to see theirs that much in the like arc proper. Not that we're seeing them fighting necessarily, we're seeing them like playing games and testing the parenting skills. Oh, well, that's probably fine. Ah! This feels like a throwback feeling too to like when we first met Nenji, right, in series. The fact that he has two is already so chaotic. Like, I know it's one Zanpakuto, but it's like two personalities. So we don't have to be connected. This feels like a bad move because we promised twice that we were going to play around, and now it feels like we're promptly getting distracted. I was gonna say, can we still use the Zanpakuto properly? With half of the personification? MIA? I hope you win this fight, my guy. What'd I just say? A little slow-mo. I don't know, I feel like also his Zanpakuto being like chained together was also advantageous, not just in terms of keeping track of everybody, but also because they used it a lot in their fighting style, which was cool. We're in the middle of something. At least we got them. Also kind of stands out with the hair. Oh, I feel bad because like does have the mind of a child and is like constantly with other people, beings, entities. Do not try and go up against someone in a fight by yourself. Oh. Is it? The last time we saw that was Remnant was like, I have to find my master. I don't know, man. We already did the whole, I think you should separate from your Soul Reaper. I don't know, we hesitated. This is going to escalate. I don't know, dangerous. This is like a bit of a coming of age thing where you're like, as a kid, you're like, growing up's gonna be so great and I'm gonna have so much freedom and I can do whatever I want. And then you become an adult and you're like, I just want someone else to tell me what to do. Or is that just me? Am I projecting? Not to like out the fact that being an adult takes effort. I was gonna say, this is theft. You gotta pay for stuff. But I guess like most people probably can't see him. Wow. Snitch. Again, being an adult is not as great as it seems. Especially the whole having to pay for groceries thing. Just leave the poor frog alone though. Toad? I didn't get a good enough look. Do I care about these distinctions? Yes, okay, we're neurodivergent. I have to pay for it. It is great to have someone who could pay for food. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we can't be seen, right? She's an exception, don't worry about it. The fact that she was like, Kid was also like, hey, you can't steal instead of like, what is this strange looking child? Right? Like the outfit is a lot. Yet like we're not off put by the fact that we just see like a snake child. I guess she has seen some, yeah, the one with the weird outfit. Thank you for the acknowledgement. But I'm supposed she has also seen some stuff. Not the most terrifying thing she's seen, given like dealing with hollows and what have you. Are we gonna have a side quest? Completely not in the right direction, but her heart's in the right place. Are we gonna side quest? Be like, you could buy me food. Did we leave a snack? Yes, you would. Uh-huh. Definitely didn't. I mean, it's perfectly good food. Why would you waste it? The casual just like ghosts. Again, she's seen some things. Uh-oh. There's gonna be some people who can also see there. And we'll probably recognize like Ichigo if he's around. Uh-huh. So we haven't got home yet. But we're totally not worried. We're not worried at all. It's cool. We're just adopting him. The way that, like, Yus is just, like, rolling with it. She's like, sure. I'm not the only one to see ghosts. Cool. Let's do it. It cracks me up that we get Ichini. It shouldn't, but the whole, like, numbers play on Ichigo's name makes me laugh. You kind of do. I mean, technically, you are because of Renji. Like, you exist because of that. So, he's kind of your parent. I guess, are we also seeing the food disappear? Because that would also be like, cool, I guess we're feeding a ghost now. Hide and seek, just because I think it'd be funny. Can we not play, or are we just bad at it? Yeah, when in doubt, TV. Oh, I like that we got friends going on though. Oh, hey, about that. Again, an episode in which Ichigo is just trying to live his life, and then Soul Reapers. I wasn't expecting such a like central story, but I think it's like a cute little side quest to be like, let's follow this kid that hasn't really been able to be a kid. Ooh, Kedin. Do not wander into the middle of this. I know we like to stand up for people, and we have that family trait of let me run into this fight and help someone, but maybe not this one. Maybe we call Ichigo, who I'm assuming is in pursuit. I'm assuming he's on the way. Nice. See, like that's just a cool ability. It's flashy. Goes along with the whole like snake vibe. Come on, this is cool. Yeah, I'm assuming. Well, that was not necessary. I know that was we were already knew that he was going to use this as some kind of like hostage. Yeah. I don't know if I would have given into that. I would have just been like, I'll just get you away from her. Unnecessarily cruel though. I don't know whose Zanpakuto you were, but going to limb and say they weren't a great person. Yeah, I mean, as part of Adenji's Zanpakuto, kind of used to be and smacked around a little bit. Yeah, friends are great. And also, like, none of us know what we're doing in this life. So it's nice to have people around who are also like, I don't know what I'm doing either. Yay! Aw, I like the praise of, like, you didn't mess up. You helped with the plan. Cute. Because before it was like, there's some blame happening that was not helping with the cooperation. And I like that it was like, hey, you didn't mess up at getting into this fight by yourself. You actually were just part of the plan, and now we're going to help. I don't know. Will we check for some head trauma? The blankets is cute. Oh no. Again, she's seen some things. She's been through some things. At this point, she's like, roll with the punches, I guess. Oh, makes me sad because we made friends. Cute. I like that we did get to be like a kid for a little bit though. You know, we're like watching TV, playing games, having friends. Right? Even with the kind of hardships of the reality of having to be a person on your own. But that was cute. I wasn't ready for a whole episode that was gonna be like about Hebi, right? Uh like this one character, Zanpakuto, like, you know, materialized, personified, right? But I think it's a really fun idea. It's kind of like the one we had with Rukia, right? Where we got to have a whole episode that was just like her and her Zanpakuto and them kind of figuring out one, like the remnants and everything going on. But it was also just kind of them like reconciling after everything that happened because we didn't really get a chance for that, right? So I like that this one was just like about one of the Zanpakuto, like what it means to like finally get to have the freedom of being your own person who could just like interact with people and wander around. And what that means when like the personality of that Zanpakuto is like a child's, right? So it's cute. And I think much easier than the last episode. Or my critique was like it was a bit clunky. Ah, live away. Sorry. I'm fine. Excited for the next episode. Yeah, family. Cool. The wild hair. Still around. Going a little bit crazy because we're never alone. Together. Like like I said, I thought that was a really cute episode. I'm excited that apparently we're gonna have Hanatoro in the next episode. You know I love him so much. He's trying so hard, and I wish him the absolute best. But I think that this episode was really cute. I think it's a good idea that even when we're dealing with these like remnants and everything, to do something that's more of like a character-driven story. But again, I love a character-driven story. So I'm here just because I want to live in the world some more. And I think that doing something that is character-driven in these filler episodes is something that I already have critiqued and said that I would have loved more of that. I think it's fun to have some of the like filler random standalone episodes that I've seen where they're like fun comedic gimmick bits. Like we had the whole like Halloween one, right, where they were like the different like monsters and stuff like that, which like again is a fun kind of throwaway episode. I don't mind those every once in a while, but I think it would be more fun to have something in the filler like arcs and everything that is less like plot heavy and instead is more like on the characters and giving screen time to those characters. And I was already like, I would love to have more stories with Canon, because I think it would be so interesting to see someone who is younger, can interact with like spirits and hollows and has some, I don't know, not necessarily like knowledge, but like awareness of, without actually like being part of it, and like what that would mean on an average person wandering through the world and like having crossover points with some of the stuff that we get introduced to. So I like that this episode had her and interacting with Hebi, right, as the name of the specific personality of Arenji Zanpakuto. But I think that it was fun to just have something that was like, let's focus in on these characters. We've introduced all these characters. Something that I said in the last episode was that there's just so many characters in this series already, and then you're basically like doubling the Soul Society cast, right, with having all of their Zanpakutos have personalities. But I think it's really fun to just lean into what would a day be like for this like Zanpakuto that is wandering around by themselves, and they are now like a person, individual being with a personality and can interact with things that are going on. And what is that like, especially with the personality of a child that has never really had a chance to be a child, and getting a moment to have that normality and to spend time with mundane things that we expect and take for granted and all of that. So I thought it was a really cute episode, and I think that's a good way to lean into some of these extra episodes that we're having to fill out for this arc. But excited to see what we get in the next one, if we're getting Natoro and was it Ikagyu who's also in there as well. Very excited to see what we get to in the next episode. But I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. You can click this playlist to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so you don't miss the next time I post a Bleach reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.